Yesterday had to be one of the most awesome experiences that I've ever had, but I know people tend to do it for a living. Now, let me tell you something about what we did yesterday. I went with a good friend of mine, someone that I'm working for part-time, and he travels a lot, but I ended up helping him up on this job. So I'm going to green screen things on the TikTok and then put them over here in this video so you guys know. This here's a rock crawler. I'm trying something new for my YouTube channel. But this here is a A40F by Volvo. It's a rock hauler, dirt hauler, whatever you want to call it. This here's what we worked on. So this here is a grader. And below here, up in this general area, this was pretty fucking badass. I actually got to sit up right here. It was pretty cool. This here is where your hydraulic lines are, your engine, basically all the good stuff is to control this whole front area. This here is from the back of the rock hauler, dirt hauler, and then this here, the Volvo, and then this here is what we also worked on right here. We just put all of our faces. These are the face plates right here, and then these bolts right here go into there, which is underneath, and I'll show you something real quick. I didn't save it. So anyways, moving on. This here is a blade, and this here is what controls the gravel. I only have 60 seconds on this thing. But anyways, this here's a blade. This here is what levels, basically moves the dirt, shit like that. These here are the face plates that go inside. There's 4 on each side, and they are at least like maybe even half an inch set screws, and then 1.25 inch nuts that go on top of these face plates. Then you have these right here. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4 on each side, and then for this whole entire blade, you have set screws that go into where the brass is, which I'm going to show you here in a second. These right here actually sit on top of a metal bracket that go. So there's set screws that go on top of a metal plate right here, right? And then there's 2 on the back side, 1 right here. And this here is what controls this blade from going forward, backward, side to side. So pretty much it's sitting on top of a metal plate, which gets put together some brass fittings or some brass plates that get put in there like a puzzle. And then the metal plate ends up going facing this way and toward inside of here, and once all of that there goes enclosed and is sitting on top of this metal, you have to hammer it inside of here, which is a bitch, and we had to take an air hammer to fit all this in here correctly and perfectly in place. So we had a cable that went on the other side over here. Can't really freaking get it, but it went on the other side of this blade right here, on the other side of all this other stuff. We hooked it up to a handle that was on top of the cab or in the back of the cab, and then we ended up just taking all of this weight and then shifting it back because we couldn't get the brass fittings or the brass plates inside of the other side right here. So we just took an air hammer, like I said, and just pushing the bitch in there, and then ended up closing this one here up, adjusting the set screws over here as well. And then once all that there was done, you do not want to be right where the brass is for this shit, because it is very, very loud and it will melt your eardrums if you're not fucking careful. This was the top of the grater, right? So I was sitting on top, took this whole like front end off, not this part, but it was part and back of it, and ended up taking it off. Had my buddy looked at the hydraulic lines and all kinds of stuff, told the guy that needed work done on it, what needed to be replaced, bunch of hydraulic fluid going everywhere. Long story short, this here is the front. Look at that. Look at that, look at that. She's so pretty. I like it. I think I just found my new wallpaper, honestly. So this here was one of the plates that went onto there. Now there was a couple of them that were separated, but you have to puzzle them together. And those went, where is this at anyways? Oh yeah, this here is in the back plate on the left hand side on the very bottom. This here I just take a picture of it just to illustrate to you guys what the hell I'm talking about. This here's a brass plate. It goes on the back with a long side facing the cab, and then you just shove it in there and bada bing bada boom. The other one I was gonna get pictures of, but the guy grabbed them and then just shoved them in there, and it took 2 people just to do the job, but we got them in there. This here is one of them, and I thought that I would just show you them because they're fucking awesome. Like, come on now. So here's from inside of the cab when the guy was talking to the other guy about fixing this thing. Look at this. I mean, just look. I do not give a flat fine. Why is my screen dark? That was weird. Okay, anyways, so I do not care how many times people have to work on these. I will legit not even get tired of working on these things. These things are freaking everything. Like, I don't know what it is. I'm literally telling you guys, shit's awesome whenever I can get my hands on it. I mean, come on. Here's a rock hauler, dirt hauler. This here's an 840F, just in case you guys wanted to know what the hell I'm talking about. It's probably in the beginning of the video because I have no fucking idea. But this here was fucking badass shit, and I wanted to film it. And you can tell that the grader was not in the back of it yet because he just bring it after all of this here was taken. So yeah, it was pretty fucking awesome. I'm sorry. We didn't use a basic strap. We used this motherfucker. Like, it's a load binder, you guys can see, from Amazon. It's a toe chain, a ratchet binder. This is one motherfucker that you do not want to mess around with. And it's probably heavier duty shit than this, but this motherfucker was heavy. I mean, it wasn't heavy, it was just badass. So, and then we just used a heavy duty strap, put it all around this, maneuvered it, all kinds of stuff, and this is what we used. Not a fucking cable. Like, what?